Welcome to my nightmare. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna see charts painted in red. Here, welcome to the breakdown. Hey, hey. If you know what song that was, of course, I added my own lyrics to it, then you're pretty cool. I've seen this guy in concert, I don't know, 12 to 15 times. So here we have it. And don't pay attention really to this number anymore. I have now officially removed $500,000 from this account, shuffled it on over to cash in Vanguard, who is paying me 4.21%, and I will remove another 50,000 today after this video. Haven't completely decided how much cash I'm going to take out, but it will be more than 550,000. So we might make another full run, 50,000 a day per day next week as well. I'll keep you posted on that. So, wow, what a wild and crazy day. The market is just getting beat down, and now it has depanced gold and silver, which is to be expected. And because of that, as you can see, I got a new position on the board. I was buying my way downtown to Chinatown with AGQ. You know how I feel about AGQ, that 2 times silver leveraged directional ETF. Yeah, I'm taking it on the chin. But as I was buying my way down, I was down, I think, around 6,000 at one point. Got an average position of 32.86, but here is the buy down. Oh, wait, two things. So, where are we? You saw that I took that short on GLD. That's a gold ETF. I bought 4 contracts, puts, 289 strike for 516, paid 24.40 for them. And then I sold them to close this morning for 46.40. Was I early? You bet your bippy. But I wanted to just, my goal for that trade was it to be short. I was hoping a day or two. And I was looking for like 1,000 to 1,500, and I ended up collecting $2,200 bills. So I'll stuff that into the My Little Pony Velcro wallet, right into the skinny jeans. Maybe even secure it with the fanny pack. So AGQ first tranche was at 33.21. I was trying to be patient. So I was like, you need to wait till it's in the 32s. And I was like, what if it doesn't go? You know, it is staring at the charts and it's starting to move up. And you're like, I better get in on some action. So that first one, you can see the disparity from then on down. 33.21, another 1,000 shares at 33.08, 33.05, 32.99, 32.88, 32.79, 32.67. I'm like, I better take a break, see what this thing does next. Then I caught one more at 32.19, and currently it's trading at 32.57. So you saw that I'm underwater, but I am at least ahead of that bottom trade. So we'll see what goes on there. In fact, let's take a look at those charts now because it's just insane. Insane in the membrane. Look, I was expecting a breakdown of that lower trend line. I wasn't really expecting this type of move this quickly, but I think that may work in our favor. Because are we getting it all over with in just a few days on gold and silver? Because I think there's more to come. I'll talk about that in a second. Look at that. Look at that glowing red on the oversold on the RSI. So there may be more purchases today. Here's the AGQ, got it up on the board, and there was 2 things I was looking at. I was thinking, okay, now because of this just incredible move, it's a fact that the market is going to take down gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Wait till we get to Bitcoin. It's very resilient at the moment, but it's going to go down next, according to my honest and accurate opinion. So I was looking at this line here, and I'm like, when I get to that line, I'm going to start buying. And look, there it is, 33.19. Just to revisit here, but I had also put this on to as a reminder that it's not done yet. So I think we got a 3, and then I don't know if that move, that little baby move we had up, is 4. I don't think so. That's not a big enough move, but I think it's 3. we'll get a bump for, and then we'll even go lower low and revisit this. As you can see this right here. So we should get to a 30 handle. But in case we don't, I started to at least, take a half position. So my plan in this round is to go to about 20,000 shares, and currently we're at 8. The most I've ever had is 17,000. That was 2 tranches ago. Then the last tranche was 13,000, but it's been a nice trade for me over the last 14 months or so. I think this will be our 4th tranche on the AGQ. And then if that's what we get, I'll be going into the silver leaps. And then based on what gold is doing, we'll do gold leaps as well for the next move up, because there's still a blow off top coming. It's true, Terry. Whatever you say, Bart. Yeah, it's true. This gold and silver bull market is not done yet. And I missed this. I missed this little candle. I should have had a limit in there, because all those trades, all those pickups were limit orders. Just put the order in and then let the market come to me. And it came fast and furiously on some of these. Didn't have to wait long at all. So I expect, that can't be the 4. Can't be. So I would imagine maybe Monday, Tuesday, we should take this thing back up to around 34 before we do drop to minimum 31, and then probably get into the 30s. So, and then if it does bust up here, I'll probably be tempted to sell off those 8,000 shares. if it's a 3-wave move, and this could be 1, 2, and 3 that gets us up to the 33.50 to 34 mark. And then you may not have to twist my arm too much to sell off those 8,000 shares. If it's like a textbook 3-wave correction, and then it starts to roll over, once we get back here, I'll be looking to buy it all the way down into the 30s. Not investment advice, barely entertainment. GLD, you see, just, it's had a monster run. It was due for a correction. That's why I went short gold 2 days ago. I was I wasn't too early, just a little early. Did I sell early? I always do. Just sell it. Sell. What's this? Okay, so this is the GLD 5-minute chart. You can see how crazy the RSI has been going today. But again, I don't think any of this is done yet. Not done yet. Wow. Look at that. Look at that move on GDX. We did get our move 345. Now we're going to be looking for a fairly substantial correction. It could be a 5-wave correction, so we'll keep an eye on that. Bitcoin just being very resilient, but don't think for a second that it isn't going to experience a heart, what do they call it? Heart in your stomach move down. That is coming. Probably, minimum is going to be that 5 that we had on the board. Minimum. Likely we'll bust right through it, because once it starts moving, especially down, it can be very, very violent. Boy, we got that 5 we were talking about yesterday, but then after the video, I was just looking things over, and it was starting to have this move. I'm like, oh boy, we're going through the box. Then we were like, oh, boom, just like that, rebound. So when it hit that bottom of the box, I'm like, I gotta have some sort of visual. I like to have the visuals. So I put the line in the sand here at 5,400, and then look what it did. Oh my gosh. And it's still not done. It is not done. Oh boy. Let me move this down so I know what I'm looking at. Gee whiz, Bart. I don't know. This thing could catch a 49 handle. We'll measure it up, but that's what I would say at this very moment. So then I cracked this old boy out, and I said, okay, what can we be looking for? And this is what I'm looking for this to threaten this lower trend line. Whew. Hopefully it's not going to be more than like 4,900, but it could easily tap this. If it gets all the way this deep, though, then the bounce is going to be pretty aggressive. So look for that. Oh, there it is. Put this on earlier. We're at the 3, and so we may have a little bit of a rally into close, according to this voodoo math, or we're just gonna keep. We may go straight down into, and just bypass that 4. Or, in these types of markets, when it's moving this aggressively, sometimes a 4, whether it's aggressively moving up or aggressively moving down, sometimes that 4 can be very shallow. So we could just get a little baby bump that doesn't even come close to the box. But I'm still expecting this up and then down. So stay on your toes, keep your head up. Look at that. We got our ABC in the Qs, and then it was like, all right, I'm done with that move. Let's go to Chinatown. Go to Chinatown. Wow. Futures, NASDAQ futures. I didn't get the full gap fill I was looking for. We talked about that yesterday, but it went right in there, didn't it? Went right into the middle, and it's like, oh, we got a market sell-off. That means interest rates are going to be coming down sooner rather than later. So we're out of here. So I missed this trade. I was eyeballing that. Uranium, I'm still way down in my whiskey, but I don't plan on getting rid of it unless it gets really, I don't know. Where would I think that it's super ugly? 3% more? Ugh. 2073. Is that what it's at? Yeah. Times 0.97. Maybe 20? Line in the sand at 20? I mean, it went, look at that, wicked all the way down there. I don't know if that's enough room, though. Maybe 1950. Maybe 1950. We'll put that in just for my own visual aid. Uh-huh. Do not do that. Do not get down there, uranium. Get your booty back up this 2250 and then keep rolling up to 2477 plus. Yeah. Ugly. Ugly. Natty. Got my eye on Natty, but I don't know if I want to mess around with it. Went exactly down where I was looking for it, and then I just chickened out, and I haven't taken a trade. God, how low. So to about 383, and it's currently at 3848. But I would play that with Boyle. Let's look at Boyle just to see what's going on there. Take a look at me now, 'cause I am a violent day. If you're sitting in front of your screens all day trading stocks that keep going red, you know how it feels to be a whack job singing into a microphone indeed. But you can't swing trade if you don't trade. Whoa, profound. And I don't mean just trade for trade's sake, which is what I like to do sometimes. Because when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Yeah, that's. See, just when I look at this, the first thing I look at is, where do I think this thing's going to bottom? Am I going to, let me a horizontal line. Am I going to bottom here? Or are we just going to keep banging our head on it and then break through? So we'll keep an eye on that. What is this? It's Natty. Move this over. USO. Hello. Wow. Look at that. We called this bottom, if you remember. Where is it at? We called this bottom. I missed this move. This is when I was looking. I'm like, I think this thing's going to keep going. Did not take a trade. Went up way faster than I thought. And now it's come down way faster than I thought, which means I'm glad I wasn't in that trade. Sometimes you just luck out by happenstance. So, wow. Looking for a bottom in oil as well. And maybe we found it right here. Maybe we found it in USO at 66. I don't know. I was also looking at copper. Still looking at copper. But I don't think I'm going to mess around with any of those things until this market shows me that we have at least a bottom in the third wave. And then the bounce, if you need to clear out any positions, that would be a good opportunity to do so. I see silver trying to make its way back up. That would be very nice. Let's go to this chart. There you go. Got a couple. This is the 5-minute chart on AGQ. So that's good to see at least at this moment, that we don't have a lower low. Can we get a higher high? Can we get up above 33 before we close? That would be a really good sign going into the weekend. If we get another lower low, then then I may have to spend another 32 grand or so. That's what's going on there. I did get horrible news a few hours ago. If you're a friend of the channel, then you heard me talk about my best friend in life, who passed away. It's probably been 4 months already, 3-4 months ago. And he was the best man at my wedding, cancer, heartbroken. And then this morning, got a text that my oldest friend in life, I'm 53 years old, and this gentleman's name was Mike as well. Mike and I have been friends since I was 4. Hello, and remain good friends. And that's what I didn't use the Alice Cooper reference at the beginning with that song just because of the market, but it's because of the last laugh that he gave me. We were texting. He had triple bypass open heart surgery, and we were texting the night before he was going into this, and that's a major, horribly hard to recover surgery. And Mike and I, and there's 2 to 3 others of us, 2 for sure. There's a 4, and then sometimes there's 5 and 6 of us that go to see Alice Cooper whenever he's around. So Mike and I have seen Alice Cooper 10, 12, 15 times together. And there's a line in one of the Alice Cooper songs, and it says, "I got a baby's brain and an old man's heart." And his last text to me was, I'll still have a baby's brain, but no longer an old man's heart. So my heart broken for my friend Mike. This it's tough, when it's 3 in a row. They say it comes in 3. So I had Mike, my best man at my wedding, Nicole, who was one of my very first real estate clients back in the 1900s. That was cancer. And then Mike G, who passed away this morning. So we got to hold those we love close, tight, dear. Had a long conversation with my brother after I heard the news. So kiss those and hug those that you love over and over and over again, and never forget that tomorrow's not ever guaranteed. That's where we're at. Just when I think silver's coming back up, it pulls me back down. So that's that. Sorry to end that on a sad note, but it's just, when you have that much love for people that have been around for almost your entire life, and the times that you had, the stories, the conversations, the fun, it just sets you back. It just, slows you down and sets you back to really take it all in. And that's what I try to do. So thanks for joining me on the channel. Hope you have an amazing weekend, because I do consider you my friend as well. Like, subscribe, comment, share this channel and this video with a lovable friend, and I will see you in the next video.